On the one hand, Curtains for Christmas is terrible. On the other, I think there's definitely an audience for it. This was released this year in 2024. It's directed by Steve Rudzinski and is written by Rudzinski and Aleen Isley. And Isley also plays our protagonist, Holly. And I will say she's a well-written character. She's quite interesting. The narrative is bizarre at times, and it's not what I expected. There are a lot of things about this that feel very amateur. But as I said, at the same time, I feel like there is an audience for this. Am I that audience? Sometimes. It's not the kind of film I could watch every time, but in the right mood, it's not too bad. It's cheesy, it feels cheap, it's ridiculous, and those elements can actually make for a really fun watch. The film doesn't take itself seriously. And if you're looking for a film that's like that, then you might enjoy it. The opening scene establishes the tone of the film, and it's about a woman called Holly, whose boyfriend in the opening scene doesn't want to do what she wants to do for Christmas. So she kills him. She stabs him repeatedly, and there is blood gushing out of his mouth. It's very violent. And it is, I guess, in some ways a comedy horror. And it is quite gory. I am a fan of gore. For me, the gorier the better. As long as it doesn't involve eyeballs. That's the only kind of gore I can't stomach. And there is a lot of gore in this. And in the second scene, and I won't go scene by scene, I'll just talk about these two scenes to give you a feel of what to expect. In the second scene, Holly is sitting down beside somebody who is wearing what looks like a papier-mâché head of a rat. And honestly, it looks ridiculous, but it's in keeping with the feel of the film. The rat is the only element that tries to make this a little bit more serious because it digs a little bit into Holly's childhood and earlier years that may have led her to become the person she is in the film. And the person she is in the film is somebody who's desperate to find the perfect man, basically somebody who loves Christmas at least almost as much as she does. And that's the film. She tries to find somebody and she will not stop at anything to get what she wants, and that does involve a lot of gore and a lot of graphic scenes, and those scenes they look cheap and cheesy, but also very entertaining at the same time, so those moments are pretty good. There are plenty of scenes where it's not that graphic and it's not that gory, but when they do happen, I did enjoy those moments. So the narrative is fine, it's interesting, it's certainly different than anything I've ever seen before. The horror aspect, it's not a horror film. It's not a comedy film. It is absolutely a comedy horror. Not that it's very funny, but it's cheesy in a way that's kind of light entertainment. But while it's light entertainment, some of the gory scenes are quite in your face and are not the easiest to watch, especially if you're not a fan of gore. So I think there's a very specific audience for this. I feel like it will only appeal to, honestly, a small pocket of film fans. And as I said, in the right frame of mind, I am in that little pocket. So if it sounds like it would appeal to you, then I'd say check it out. Don't take it too seriously and allow yourself to enjoy the gore and honestly the madness that a lot of it presents. And if you can do that, then you might enjoy it, but it's absolutely not going to be for everybody. In terms of the technical aspects, the only real issue I had was the lighting. Not every scene, but there were some scenes where the lighting was far too bright, the characters looked really shiny and overexposed, so the lighting needed a bit of work. But the camera angles, camera work, no problems there at all. And in general, while it's not a film I could watch again and again, in the right frame of mind, and I wasn't necessarily in the wrong frame of mind for it, I didn't mind watching it, then it's an okay experience. It is ridiculous. In some ways, it feels kind of terrible because it does feel cheap and cheesy and not very well presented with some technical, not difficulties, but technical decisions that don't come across as well as they perhaps might do. But at the same time, it's fun, it's different, it is gory, and I do like that a lot. So it's okay. As I said, I don't think this will appeal to a wide range of people. I think it's going to have quite a niche audience. Sometimes I'm part of that audience. And if you think you might be too, then check it out. Curtains for Christmas is an easy watch for the most part. It is far from perfect. But honestly, as long as you don't take it seriously and you're in the mood for something a little bit silly, a little bit corny, and a little bit often very gory. Curtains for Christmas might be one that's worth checking out.